Hi, welcome to this episode, episode 13. So, in today's episode, I want to make it short and there is something small I want to implement. And we're just going to implement rate limiting in Node.js with Express and TypeScript. So, rate limiting is a mechanism of controlling the number of requests a client can make to the server in a given time frame. And you're going to see that time frame is always called a window. So in a given window or in a given time frame, we allow users to make certain number of requests. And you have seen it so many on so many APIs that are public APIs and even paid APIs. They tell you how many requests you can make per hour or per minute or per. They give you how many you are supposed to make in a given window frame. And the reason is to avoid attackers who can want to harm your API. Most times when you create an API and it's very open, most people can take it as an advantage and they can get that API and misuse it in one way or the other. For instance, there are some endpoints you have seen like on when you just like on some systems, you want to reset the password and you keep on requesting for the reset token for so many times, like maybe more than three, you will see that you will receive they will keep on increasing the time you are going to get the token. Okay, so yeah, we are going to implement it in our application, just specifically just to avoid in terms when like also to show you how you would implement this in your Node.js application, and at the same time also protecting our API. So before we do that, there is one small thing I just want to modify on one of the routes we made, and that is the user route. So here, actually, some people were asking that they didn't see when I made this, but we made this, I think, in episode 4. I still remember it very well. We made this route, this controller in episode 4. If you can go to the routes, here under users, you can see that this one we made this in episode 4. I remember very well, and this you can just check episode 4 and like around the 10th minute. So here you will find that we're just making like updating the user password. We made its own route when someone want to modify the password, and specifically this is useful when someone is logged in. We have two instances. The first instance is when someone is trying to log in and they forget their password. For that one, they are going to go with the login route. We made those routes here for the forgot password, verify token, and change password. For this one, the route we made here for users update password, this one is when someone actually is logged in. So in this case, we're actually taking only the ID as a parameter of this user, and then here, but then when we're just like building the UI, there was a need for the old password. So here you have to give a form which asks for the old password and the new password. So here we'll have also to pass in the old password, just like this. So we have the old password plus the new password, meaning we'll first get the user, we check if the user exists. So here we just have like get the user, and if the user does not exist, here we return error if user does not exist. Okay, if user not found. And then here, instead of hashing this, we just have to go ahead and now check if the password match, if the old password provided, if the old password matches. Okay, so we have just to do this check, and I just going to copy this from the login. So you can just go here in the login, and we have this check under forgot password, I believe. So if you just go under here forgot password, inside here you can see that we have a point whereby we are actually checking uh okay, it is under change password, I guess. It is under check password. So there is where they hash the password. Uh okay, I think it's authorized. Yeah, in the authorized is why we just check this. So we have the password and we get the existing user, and then we check if the password is correct. So just going to use this check. So this one is the check we want to do. So let me just check, copy this, and let me just go back to the users, and then just going to check here if the old password matches. I'm just going to add this. Okay, so this one is we're using bcrypt. So here we're just going to check compare. Now we're just going to be comparing the old password with this existing user. In this case is this user actually. So just going to say here user dot password, and if there is the no password match, then we just say, for instance, maybe wrong password. Just see here, wrong password, just like this. So yeah, so that's the check we have to do. If the password is correct, this one brings the return is true, then we just go ahead and hash the password and continues, as simple as that. So that's the first change and the only change when I just make in this route. We could just like check that. Let me just quickly go to the postman, and this one is under users. First of all, let me just go and see get users. We have a lot of users, but at least I know one user for sure that we created. Okay. Can we first run this npm run dev? Okay, and then let's just go back request for all users. Okay, so we have these users here. Okay, one user, just so you know, is the admin. So I'm just going to go here. We have update user. I'm just going to create one for updating user password. I don't know why we don't have that one, updating user password. Uh, okay, let me just duplicate one of these ones. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to update user password. Okay, so we just need this under users. We can first go and look at the route. So you just go here in the user, you can see it is users update password ID. It is update password. So users update password. So here you say update password, and then you're just going to pass the ID of the person we want to update. Let's go back here to get users. I just want to get the admin. Right now we have a lot. I don't know where these are the team members who are working on the app. I'm just going to go ahead and get the admin. Just admin. Okay, so this is it. Copy the ID. We just change it back. But I'm just going to go here. First of all, we can first test this under login. Okay, so here you just go and see that just going to put this. We have to first check. Oh, sorry. So this is going to be admin at admin.com. The password is admin. So you just go here, try to log in this, and you can see it logs in. So now let's just go and update the password. by putting this ID here. And then here in the body, we pass in two things. Just going to pass in the password plus the old password. Okay, maybe we just actually here, and let's change one thing. Maybe you could just make this one new password, new password, and then just go and change some things down here. So we do the compare, and then hash here is going to be new password, hash new password. And then I think now in a place we need. Okay, so just go back here. So just have to put this and new password. Just this. And this one is going to be old password. So the old password, just it is admin. And this one is going to be admin123. So let's just go ahead and just like see if this works. Okay, so this has changed, and to confirm, we can just go back to the login. Okay, and we can just go ahead and send one more time, and you can see it says wrong credentials, meaning this changed. If we just put admin123 login, and you can see it logs in. So we can just go ahead and update the password. Let me save this. Just come here, and it's going to update it back to this. So actually, if we just put the old password, we leave it as admin, they should just give us an error of wrong password. Okay. Maybe incorrect, wrong, or something. I don't know. The message could be maybe more clear or something. Okay. Wrong or incorrect old password. Let's say incorrect old password. Okay, so just change like that message to make it more clear. Yeah. Now when we put just like 123 change, now you can see it changes. So it is back to the admin. So that one works very well. So just go ahead now, go back to the rate limiting. Okay, so there are so many ways you can implement rate limiting. I think the two common ones is there are two. There is one blocking the request, the IP of the person requesting. You totally block the requests, and you don't accept any requests. The second one is you can slow down the requests. The way you have seen like the WhatsApp does. If you send the code, you keep on requesting for the code, they tell to wait for more 24 hours or more 20 minutes or more 15 minutes. They can slow down the number of requests. So there are two packages. There is Express rate limit is the one you're going to use here. Okay, but there is another one for slowing down. I will also leave the logic, but we're just going to use the one of express rate limit. So I've also written here the reason why you need to implement this. Okay, it is also is crucial for maintainability, security, and the fair usage of your API. And here we just put the first thing is anti-bot and anti-scrapping measures. Limiting the frequency of requests from a single source helps mitigate bot activity. Automated scripts might overload your public endpoints with a high volume of traffic, but rate limiting incoming requests is an effective defense against malicious behavior. So you can just like block all the scripts or bots which might want to like automate the scripts. They can automate the process of requesting your API maybe every second or every 5 seconds. So you can just use to do this to break it. Another one is DOS. The DOS attack prevention is a key way to protect your backend against the denial of service attacks. By restricting rate at which the requests are accepted, you can reduce the impact. So you can just go ahead and just look at this. Even the paid plans, this is the same thing they use. Okay, you may just say pro users, free users, you can limit them using the same technique. So getting started is first is to install this package. So I'm just going to go ahead and install this. Okay, just open a new terminal and you just go ahead and just install this. It seems like we have a lot of space here. Okay, let me just go and install this. Okay, so that one was. And now we can import on top the rate limit. So you can just go on top of your application, and this is just going to be in the index.ts. Okay, and by the way, I've not implemented rate limit before, so this is going to be my first time to put in an API. So on top here, I'm just going to import the rate limit from Express rate limit, the one you have just added. And there's some number of ways. So you create a, so at all requests, they will have to first pass through that middleware before they are accepted. And you can implement it in so many ways. Okay, so we can first of all create this is actually how you create the middleware. Okay, you create a limiter like this, whereby you have like here the first one, the window, and this is the window we are talking about, the window frame or the time frame you're going to take. So they will take a certain window frame and then they will just do that. And you see the limit here, you can just put, for instance, each IP can make up to 10 requests within the window. So this one you specify here is the time these requests are going to be. So if you put 10 here is requests in this window. So for instance, you say 10 requests per this. Okay. So here you can see all the parameters you pass in the rate limit here. I've just explained them here, the maximum number of connections and so on and so forth. There are so many. Then using it, you can have it. You can either use it in on the entire app. You can use it on certain endpoints or even on a specific endpoint, just like this. So you can just use it in the way you want. So, but in this I think in this particular one, I just want to implement it somehow different. I would want to implement a hybrid. Okay, I would want to implement a hybrid. I would want to create two limiters or I will create like two middlewares. So one that is going to be working on the entire application, protecting all the routes on the entire application, like a general limiter. And then I would also get another one, which is going to be uh, targeting specific endpoints. So we can just create like one more that is so stronger that is going to work on critical endpoints, like the ones of login, like reset password. We can just like look and limit on those ones. Okay. So in implementing it in our app, the first one is just going to create a general limit, a rate limiter, a general one. So inside here, we can just first go ahead and create a general one. So I will just go on top here and create, let's create the middleware anywhere we want, and maybe in here. Yeah. So you're just going to create the middleware. So here, just create the middleware for rate limiting, just like this. So we can just say general rate limiter. So this is going to be a general one. Okay. A middleware. So this one is the general one. We'll create a 15-minute window. And here we just say we cannot exceed a maximum of 100 requests. Those are really so many requests. So it is really understandable about like maybe 10 requests per minute. So I think this is just like, okay, we can always adjust just in case we have any challenges. We can always adjust this one. But what this means is like each IP is going to be given 100 requests per window or for per 15 minutes. They will be given this. Okay. So we can just create another one. We can and we can apply this one on an entire app. Okay. Okay, so I can apply this. And this is how we just apply it. App.use general limiter. And this one, every request that is going to come is going to first be passed inside this. Okay. And then we can create a more strict, we can create a more strict one here. So just going to add this. So this one is going to be a more strict. We still create a 15-minute window, but we reduce the request 50 minutes. So just like each address is given 50 requests per window, and just like we don't exceed this, we can reduce this, or you can just like keep it to this, depending on what you want. And now we can just like get this strict limiter, and we apply it on certain endpoints. So for instance, we can just go to these endpoints, like for instance, the one of sales. Okay, someone might just want like to fake traffic or people buying things, and the one of registering users, and maybe the one of login. So I just like maybe just copy these three here. Okay. Uh, so you can just come here and then apply this on these ones. So just come here and apply this up on this. So they will apply on this, they will apply it, and this one they will apply it, and this one. Maybe this one for expense, we can just leave it. Maybe I'll target the one for login. So I don't know if we just have v1 login. Um, API v1 login. I think we have. Does this like apply on the sales? Supposed to be sale or sales? Because I think these for instance, when you just go to they have like the ones of the sale router here. You can see it is everything is targeted on sales. I think we can just like say sales. Okay, I'm just going to first apply on this. I see how it works. As I've said, I've not tried it. I don't know how this one works, but I just like try this. I'm just going to reduce this window. I'm just going to say, for instance, only maybe 2 requests. Let's create a window for, let's create a window where we say you have to make 5 requests only in a window of maybe 1 minute. Okay, so here we just exchange this to 1 minute, just like this. So to know that this one works, we have to go and make these requests, but you have to make an error so that we see the error. So down here, we can just go ahead and create a custom error just like this. So below these endpoints, okay, we can just like put this here. I just know these request error any these ones we can just like leave them. How about this one? Instance of rate limit exceeded. I don't know, like rate limit. Uh, I'm not so sure this does not exist on the type. And for some reason, there is how the importation of this, there is, I've seen somewhere else Let me just comment this. I've seen somewhere else something like this. Rate limit. Uh, I've seen something like this. I don't know how they, if this is how possible it is. Like you can create it in multiple ways. But still, I think still here doesn't exist on it. But in the documentation, if you check here, you see that they import it this way. So I'm just going to stick to that, I guess. But I've seen somewhere in the document, in a blog somewhere where they actually used it this way. So, but I'm just going to maintain this. But I think it's the same thing, maybe. So just going to stick to this one. Now, the error part of it is what I'm not so sure. If the error instance of rate, mm, can I search for this? Or could I say just go on ChatGPT here? They say rate limit does not exist. So here I'm just going to say, and by the way, here I'm using cloud. So some of you must have seen like the YouTube has been taken by storm, the internet has been taken by storm by cloud. And I think in coding, it is so good. It gives a high quality prompts. Like the quality of code that comes from cloud are more clear and more nice than ChatGPT. So in most of our tutorials, I've been using ChatGPT, but we are going to switch to cloud for now. And I might be interested to pay for it. I don't know. But I'm just going to first be using the free version and I see how it goes. I want to ask it here because it only suggested like to use that, but I'm just going to say here, in this middleware, I believe this is a middleware. Okay, in this middleware, you can just go ahead and do this and just copy this. Okay, I can just select it that I have a TypeScript error, and then you can just go ahead and just add this. And let's see how it's going to correct this one. Okay, so it's saying it's just like updating here, and I just love this. It puts for you the file on the side, which is I think really great. In terms of like that. So here you can just see that instance. We still have the same thing, I believe. Okay, so I think my window has expired. I believe so. Like it has expired. So the what I'm just going to do is switching to my chat GPT and see if it can help. And that's the reason why you need to pay for the tool. At the end of the day, they want you to pay for this. But I just go here. So here, I'm just going to say, let me just go and copy the whole entire prompt from cloud, just like this. And ChatGPT should be just go here, click on this. I already have the API development window, so just click and see. Let's see if it can just notice the problem and help us. Now, for some reason, it is having two windows. Like, why? And it's very interesting how it is importing here the rate limit. I think you can just like do it in any way you want. Uh, and here is say is considering the status. Oh, so you can pass in the rate limiter, you can actually pass in this. So just like see this here. So the error occurs because this doesn't exist, and this the rate limit exception does not exist in this library. Instead of checking this instance, middle automatically handles. So the middle automatically handles the responses for the rate limit. Uh, Sending a 4292 many request status. So it already actually creates this 429. So you don't need to check this manually in your middleware. However, if you want to customize the response, you can do so by configuring the unlimited reached or handle options in the rate limit. Here is an example. So you have two choices you can do here. You can also pass in a handler function here, and then you just pass in this. Okay, I think that is nice. And there's the same thing here. In this, you just like say if there is error, is status is 209, then go ahead and return this. It's just like I think it's just like the same thing. I don't know which one is better now. So app.use created the same thing. I think this one is more elegant. So I just like see this if this one works. So you can all my so it means like I don't need to use a this. I can just go to here and can I pass in a handler just like this? Okay, I'm just going to also go to this other one, this one. Let me just also go ahead and pass in this. Okay, hoping that it's going to work. So let's just go ahead and try to do this. So just go to the sales because it's the one just like doing, and we're just going to try to make more requests because you're saying in 1 minute, in a window of 1 minute, we should make only 5 requests, and we're just going to try to make 6 requests in within 1 minute. So let me just go there. Let's go to the route of sales here. So let's go here when I say get sales. So this one should be okay. So make the first one. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And we have the error, guys. Too many requests, please try again later. And this is coming from, and you can see here it is actually a 209, sorry, a 429, too many requests. So this is definitely works. This is really, really nice. So I don't know, like, how long are you supposed to wait again? So if I just like go ahead and just like, oh, the minute must first actually surpass. So if you make any further requests within this minute, it will actually not work. So wherever the window is, you have to wait for another window, which is very, very okay. Okay, that's really great. Uh, I will just like put back the other one, and then I will just limit maybe more endpoints. For instance, the one of users here, and since we have the one for login, so we can also protect the one for login, which was actually just like v1 auth, I think login. If you just go to the one login. Yeah, we have the login here and they are all on the auth. I think we just need only just to put auth only. So you can just go here and you can just like simply say auth, just like this. So it will also put the limiter on the ones of auth. So for instance, we can just go to users and we test this. So just go to the, and let's go to users. Okay. So they will create another one. So just go ahead and just say, change this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can say too many requests. Please try again later. So this one is really nice and I love it. And I think also you guys you have seen how we can do this in our API. I just really love how we have just discovered this handle function. I think it is really cool and nice. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and put back this to 15 and this one back to 50. So this one I put 50. And yeah, this makes up this video. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and smash the like button. I will see you in the next one.